What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm CarbonCyber. This is Mumbo, Razz. Welcome back, man.
Hello, everybody.
So today we're going to talk about great gift ideas for gamers under $25. And we've covered a number of consoles, starting with the PlayStation 1. Would you like to go first, PlayStation 1?
That's Mumbo Razz to you, but yes, I'd like to go first with my PlayStation 1 pick.
Yep.
So, I'm going to go with Looney Tunes Racing.
Oh, yeah. That was the one you brought over that time, right?
Yeah, so that's a fun little one. It's got a weird system. Like, you unlike Mario Kart, where you run through and you pick up an item and it's randomized. You pick one up and it'll be like level 1, and then you hold it or use it, level 2, 3, 4, 5. You know, so if you hold on, you can get some better items, basically.
Cool. And it's a kart racer, like
yeah, it's kart racer. If you're a Looney Tunes fan, I'd recommend it.
Awesome. Yeah, that was a fun one.
Yeah,
I will say.
So what is your juicy pick?
So my pick, I got to go with a somewhat hidden gem called MDK. I think I told you about this one back in the day. Did I?
I don't think so. No.
You know what MDK stands for?
What's that?
Murder, Death, Kill. So this guy, see his armor?
Yeah.
And I'll show you guys too. So his armor is really weird looking, and he has these like black tubes. It's like a parachute. So the first level, you're literally falling from the sky into the game.
Yeah.
And you have to shoot things out of your way. I guess it's an action adventure game, but it's also like a third-person shooter.
Okay.
So it's very gothic, very like late 90s. I think this game probably came out in like, I remember my aunt, she used to game on her Mac back in the day, and she played MDK, and I remember asking, I was like, Carrie, what game is that? And she's like, MDK, it's the new coolest game. And I thought this game was going to blow up, and now, like nowadays, nobody's heard of this game. And you can get a complete in-box copy for under $25, like the rule says. And that's my choice for the PlayStation 1. I think MDK is an awesome game. It's fun for everybody. I think it's something everybody could try and like. So I went with, MDK.
Nice.
Yeah, so next I guess we'll do the PlayStations, then we'll do the Xboxes.
Yeah, that's fine by me.
Best for last, you know?
Yeah, right?
So what you got for PS2?
So for PS2, I'm going to cheat a little bit. I'm going to go with the Sega Genesis Collection.
Ooh.
So It's got a nice little like buffet of different games. I'm pretty hype about it because it's got a couple RPGs, but it's got a lot of the classics like
awesome.
Sonic. I think like Shining Force games is the one I was interested in.
Shining Force. Okay. I didn't play that one.
I think Golden Axe is on there. Like I said, a lot of like heavy hitters. Like anybody who's a Sega fan, pick us up for it's definitely on $25 on a PS2. You'd be like, oh, awesome! I like that game and that game. Like, just nice having a nice beefy collection on one disc like that.
Nice. And it was a Sega Genesis collection?
Yes, Sega Genesis collection
awesome.
On PS2.
Nice little knocking off too there.
Yes.
Nice. Okay, so for the PS2, my choice is, some of you may know, I'm going to go with Devil May Cry.
Nice choice.
I think this is a great game, and I always talk about this one. It was very early. I can't remember if it was a PS2 launch title. I don't think it was a launch title, but it may have been. And you can go ahead and get a complete in-box copy under $25 on eBay or wherever you buy games. It's a hack and slash game. It's dark. It's unique. Great bosses. It's challenging enough. And it's also very... To me, that is like a defining game of the PS2 era.
Yeah.
That hack and slash, 3D. The 3D was being like... more perfected than PS1. The graphics were better, the colors, the art, the music was starting to really get hyped for PlayStation. So, yeah, Devil May Cry is my choice for PS2. For under $25, Devil May Cry PS2. Can't go wrong with that one. Game's a banger.
So that is the perfect segue for my pick for PS3.
Nice.
God of War 3, baby!
Nice.
Juicy hack and slash, probably one of my favorites. There was, I'm not going to spoil it, but there was a certain scene where I'm fighting a boss, and there's like blood splatting on the screen. And at one point, the whole screen goes red, and I'm still mashing the button to hit him.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait a second, like maybe this fight is over, and they just let me get outraged. And I'm like, yeah, I think I have issues, because the fight was over as soon as blood started splashing on the screen. It's like, it's still going. You think they would have been like finished? They're just like, nope. This person's got some pent up rage. We'll just like keep going. So,
that's
God
awesome.
of War 3 PS3. Get it up front at 25. Good choice.
Awesome. You know, just touching on that note, I really do gotta play them. I played like I dabbled back in the day, but I do gotta play God of War. I know it's a game I'm gonna like.
Yeah.
I like Devil May Cry. I like the Castlevania Lords of Shadow hack and slash. So I'm gonna give God of War like a full playthrough eventually for sure.
Oh, it's good.
Hell yeah.
So what is your PS3 pick?
So for my PS3 title for under $25, I had to do it. The Twisted Metal PS3.
Dude, I got that. As you know, I got that one recently. That's good.
Yes, the Twisted Metal. This was a great entry into the Twisted Metal franchise. Finally, was a Twisted Metal game online, and I did play it. Although, no hate. I try not to hate on Sony, but it always happens because they're always doing dumb shit. So the thing I didn't like about Twisted Metal Online is the servers. PlayStation 3. Everybody who remembers PlayStation 3 Online, it sucked. No matter if it was Call of Duty, Twisted Metal, it was the servers, it wasn't the games. It was really, like, you'd drop out of games in this online, like often. And it was frustrating, because the game itself is solid. This is a solid Twisted Metal game. It's a solid game for anyone to play as a, someone who's new to the Twisted Metal series. But the car combat was great, the driving mechanics were great, the weapons, power-ups, everything matched. This was an awesome kind of, like, resurge into Twisted Metal for the series. So yeah. I'm excited to see if they make another Twisted Metal. I'm dying for them too, because their last installment is one of the best ones for sure.
Nice.
So we get Twisted Metal it's just called Twisted Metal. It wasn't called Remake or X or anything like that.
Yeah, it's funny how like certain games, they did that with Ratchet and Clank. I think they remade the first one for PS3 and it was just Ratchet and Clank, not like HD or remastered or any of that stuff, just like that.
So which is funny, because this isn't actually even a remake. It's just, so there's Twisted Metal 1995, I think, and then there's just Twisted Metal 2012, I think it was 2012.
Yeah.
I'm pretty accurate most of the time about the years, but yeah, Twisted Metal 2012 for for PS3. That's definitely my go-to for PS3. It's the only one that popped into my head that I was like, oh, a PS3 game. No, and we're not doing necessarily exclusives, but it was nice to have an exclusive. Some of these that we're doing are, some aren't, but Twisted Metal for the PS3. Yeah. It's a must-play. For sure.
Nice.
So next, we got GameCube.
One of my favorite consoles.
Nintendo is a real SOB when it comes to trying to find any of their console games that are good for under $25. But you did it. So I'm dying to hear what yours is. I know what mine is. What do you got, Mumbo Razz, for under 25 GameCube?
So the one I got for GameCube, and this one, I'm not going to lie, this is like one that I would consider kind of like obscure. Okay. It's a game called Cell Damage. So it's
yes,
like if they took like Looney Tunes vibe, like that cartoony, like spring boxing glove, but with Twisted Metal. So it's combat vehicles that have these random items. So some have, like I said, that like accordion style, like punching fists. Others have like just
that old school cartoony
big
thing.
Scissors and stuff like that. Like all these crazy looking vehicles, they turn like something out of like those old school cartoons. Like they turn like a weird little curve. So
interesting,
fun little combat vehicle game. If you're like, you know what, I like Twisted Metal, but I want something different. This Cell Damage.
Yeah, if I want
under
something
25 for a GameCube,
different and worse. No, I was kidding.
How dare you?
Just kidding. No, it was fun. Cell Damage is cool. It's a unique one too. It's one you can whip out at a party or whip out when friends are over.
That's not what I whip out at a party, but okay.
Wrong website.
Yeah.
No, it's definitely fun and unique. So Cell Damage for GameCube. Yeah. Check it out. Under $25.
So I'm curious, what is your... Because GameCube's pretty tough to find like some good ones for under 25, so I'm curious what you got.
So, you're going to feel silly when I bring it out. I'm going to go grab it.
Sillier.
And you're only going to feel silly because I was playing it today when you were over. Soul Calibur 2. And this is cool because, is it an exclusive for GameCube? No. Oh, well, yeah, kind of, because this copy has Link in it, and every other Soul Calibur 2 has their own Spawn is in the Xbox One. I need to get that one. I had it. I don't know where it is. I need to get the Xbox One too. And then the PlayStation one. Who was in the PlayStation one?
I was just thinking to myself, I think one of the PlayStations had my boy Kratos in it.
You know what? It might have been
awesome
setup. I was thinking it might have been the Metal Gear Solid. I should have looked it up before this, but whatever. But yeah, so Soul Calibur 2, it is a fighting game. So I know some people love fighting games, some people don't play fighting games, but I will say this is a universally good fighting game. So even though if you're iffy about fighting games, I promise you can play this one, and chances are you'll like it. I think this is one of the best fighting games ever made. The fact that you can play as Link in a game that's not a Nintendo title is pretty freaking cool.
I ain't gonna lie, that's like the driving force of me picking that game up.
Yeah. The fact that you can play Link in a fighting game that's not Smash is... I thought it was damn cool. In general, even without Link, even the other versions of this, Soul Calibur 2 is one of the best fighting games of all time, and you can get it for under $25 on the GameCube. So that's my GameCube choice, Soul Calibur 2.
Nice.
And you can get it complete in box for under $25. Not that the challenge is just the game, but I'm pretty sure you can still find this under $25 complete in box if you're a snob like us with the complete in box. Okay, so next up we got the original Xbox. Last but certainly not least, well, we're doing 362. Original Xbox, Mumbo, Razz, what do you got? I want
original Xbox. I got TimeSplitters 2, baby. Which, if I remember correctly, I think that was the one that you and I tried. So I had heard about it in the past, and I was just like, "Oh, TimeSplitters." And then like we were chilling,
and me and Jeff would always talk about it.
Yeah, like the hype was real. I'd hear people talk about it, and I'm like, "Hey, let's see, you get TimeSplitters 2. We tried it." And I'm like, "Holy shit, I love this." Any first-person shooter where you have bots, so like if you're a loser like me and you have no friends, you can play with bots. You can find a way to get good.
Yeah.
You know,
and still lose, you know?
Yeah.
You could lose to bots instead of people.
In the age where like games are losing the online functionality and you're like, now I can't enjoy this game with my buddies, you can at least play with your buddies, you can play with bots. I believe that one you can do system links. You can do like a nice LAN party 4-on-4.
Oh yeah. So. Yeah, TimeSplitters 2 is awesome. Actually, I didn't even think of that, but yeah, TimeSplitters 1 is on only the PlayStation 2. That's quick, just extra throw out.
Yeah, that was a shocker. I mean, I had no idea.
TimeSplitters 1 you can also get under $25. So TimeSplitters 1 and 2 on all consoles. I think TimeSplitters 2 on all of them, I think is under $25. GameCube might be iffy because
GameCube might be a little higher because
it's GameCube. But
son of a bitch.
Yeah, good one, dude. Good one. TimeSplitters 2 is first Halo, now this. Not quite, but it's still damn good. So awesome! I wasn't expecting that, and I'm glad you chose TimeSplitters 2.
Now I'm excited to see what you got for.
So this is one I don't know if I've told you about it, but this is actually I just thought of this. I'm gonna fucking start streaming this winter because it takes place in the winter, and this game is so unique. It's so just awesome, and it's actually way under $25. I saw a complete in box copy on eBay tonight for $13-14, and I think it was free shipping. So it's really cheap, and I promise this game, there's one thing I can promise about this game, it's unique. You're going to pick this up and you're like, wow, this is like refreshing, no matter what game background you come from. It's Indigo Prophecy for the original Xbox. It's hard to classify this game. It's, did you ever play The Wolf Among Us?
I think I remember you mentioning it, but I didn't try it.
I will highly recommend that. That's actually another bonus. I'm pretty sure you can get that under $25 for 360 or whatever generation, PC, whatever. But it's kind of like, I guess I'll first say it's an adventure game. But it's also kind of like a noir murder mystery. And you go through different stages of the game of someone's life. And you're trying to piece things together. It's almost like a detective, but it's not what you think when you're like, oh, a detective crime. But it's more like this like kind of like on watcher. You're just seeing people, you're seeing what's happening, you're interactive, and you're piecing together the things as the character is piecing them together. And this game, Indigo Prophecy, for the original Xbox this game is fantastic, and I'll probably end up streaming it on my Twitch. I'll link my Twitch down below. And Indigo Prophecy. I don't really know what else to say. It's a really unique game. Like if you pick it up, you'll know within the first 5-10 minutes. You'll know A, this feels good, and B, wow, it's refreshing. It's like one of those games, an older game, and it's on the original Xbox, so it still looks damn good.
Nice.
So unique, refreshing. I don't even know. I don't know. It's just a unique storytelling kind of like action adventure, detective mystery. It's got a bunch of elements. Indigo Prophecy for the original Xbox. Under $25, complete in box. You can even find it under $15 tonight. Complete in box. Indigo Prophecy. I love that.
And if you can't, he'll eat a shirt.
I am actually pretty hungry. Cut the video. So for this one, I'll let Mumbo go first again, but I will say I had the box and I have the game, the physical game. I have no idea where my case went. So I'm just gonna throw it up when it's my turn, but we'll give it to Mumbo first. What do you got for Xbox 360? Under $25.
Okay, so this is one of my favorites. This is one of the ones that back in the day, like when you go to the game store and you're like, oh, this is just a couple of bucks, I'll pick this up. Bulletstorm for 360. It's on 360 and PS3. There's like 3 different versions of this bad boy. You can't go wrong with any one of them. I'm such a slut for this game. I bought it on 360 and PS3.
Damn,
you can definitely get it for under 25. It's an awesome first-person shooter.
Did you get the Bullet Slot edition?
I'm still waiting on that. It's pre-ordered.
Damn.
So it's a first-person shooter, and it has this little like weird whip mechanic. So there's like a little bracelet thing, and then you can use this little like weird whip that comes out of it, like almost like an electric whip. Mm-hmm. It goes out, and you can grab an enemy, and then you can like throw them against like the wall that has like barbed wire, and they'll crash into that. Or
unique kills.
You can take them and like so you can pretty much do environment kills.
There's
like some barbed wire pulled back here, or there's rebarb over there. There's exposed electrical wires. You can throw them in there. You can just throw them right off a pit. I've done that many times. Just throw them right off the cliff.
Gotta love creative kills in video games.
Absolutely.
And I will say, this game's good when it's a first-person shooter that's only campaign, and Mumbo likes it. Because typically,
that's true. I forgot to mention that there's no multiplayer, which is kind of a bummer, but it's still a fun campaign.
That's how good the game is.
Yeah.
As it's one of his favorite, and he's typically mostly multiplayer when it comes to shooter. That's how good that game is. Yep. So my 360 game, this one is also just like yours. It's also on PS3, PC.
Yeah.
This was one of my favorite games. I love talking about it, and I feel like a lot of people didn't get to play it, and it was underhyped. It's a game called Mirror's Edge for the Xbox 360, PS3, PC. This game is basically a game about a free runner. So they're on the fringes of society. So in the future, like things are illegal, everything's monitored. So they have these people who run on the tops of buildings to deliver secret messages. And like some of them are crime and some of them are just people who don't want their information out there. So you play as Faye, who is a runner. So she does all these parkour moves, and most of it's like, I would say it's like 90% realistic. Like most of the things she can do, someone who's like an expert in free running or parkour, whichever you want to call it, they could do what she does in the game. So it's like mostly realistic in that. There's a couple falls and stuff that like aren't realistic in the game, but overall it's not super fake. It's not super like, over engineered or anything like that.
Yeah.
But the story, it's very cool because the story is following her and her sister they start to get set up, and they start to see the corruption and how deep it is, and then basically the government is after them and the police are after them.
Yeah.
So meanwhile you're taking side quests, trying to deliver things here and there, and the story, when it goes to cutscene, it's in anime, dude. The cutscenes are anime, like they're completely animated in anime style. The story's incredible. Graphics are insane. That's one of the best graphical games of Xbox 360, PS3. I would put my money on that. And I remember a quick story about that. I remember I went to GameStop in the Natick Mall, and I told the guy, I was like, I want Mirror's Edge. He's like, oh, dude, forget that game. That game sucks. You got to get Left 4 Dead. And I was like, oh, I'm not really into Left 4 Dead. I think it's cool, but for $60. He's like, oh, well, $60 for Mirror's Edge is a ripoff. Like, blah, blah, blah. You can't even play with friends. I'm like, well, that doesn't make a game not good. It's like, I want a single-player game. Left 4 Dead's cool, but I don't want to pay $60 for a game that has 4 levels and you just keep going over and over. I was like, it's fine, and he's like, man, you got to get Left 4 Dead. I'm like, bro, shut the fuck up and give me Mirror's Edge. I came here for Mirror's Edge. I didn't come here for your shit-ass opinion.
You're like, you need to get lost.
Yeah, I'm going to leave you for dead.
Yeah, right.
You're gonna be a boomer real quick.
All right.
But yeah, he was just convincing me, and I was like, dude, forget about it. He was like trying to talk me out of it. I'm like, dude, relax, bro. I didn't even ask him. I said, hey, I'd like to get Mirror's Edge, and then he just shoved his opinion out there.
You're like, daddy, chill.
Yeah. That ain't no daddy. That was more like a sis. You know what I mean?
Granddaddy.
Yeah. I was like, chill out, sis. I got this.
Yeah.
I get home, throw Mirror's Edge in. Fucking unbelievable game. Oh, shout out to my friend Carl Hertz. So when I was playing this game, I got really good at one of the maps called Heat. And you could speedrun them. There was 1 week I had the world record on the map Heat in Mirror's Edge. Claim to fame.
Well, aren't you just the cat's ass?
Mic drop, bitch. But yeah, that game, that's the only map. And could I do it nowadays? No. They've discovered so many different speedrunning tactics. If I ever did do a speedrunning like career, I would probably start with that game because it's fantastic. And it's literally speed running. That's the game. So if you're gonna speed run, that's the game. But yeah, that's been our picks for under 25. But before we go, we both have a bonus game, any console. So I don't know what his is. He doesn't know what mine is. Just like these choices, any console. What's your bonus game under 25?
Okay, so if I'm going with a bonus game, I have to go with Rare Replay for 360.
Ooh.
So this
Nice one.
actually, sorry, that's Xbox One. I don't think they have it on 360. Well, I can only seem to find it on Xbox One.
It's Xbox One.
I think if you Google it, it's on 360. But for anybody who's looking to get a copy, Xbox One seems to be the way to go. And there's a couple copies that have like a lot of games. They have like the 2-for-1 on a CD. So if you're lucky, you can get the Rare Replay, which has 30 of Rare's like pretty hot games. We're talking like Conker's Bad Fur Day, which was like driving force me getting it. Jet Force Gemini, both the Banjo-Kazooie games, Nuts and Bolts, which is
what else?
doo-doo.
What do you want me to say? I mean, what do I want you to say? Which game? Come on.
Perfect Dark is
Perfect Dark.
There it is.
Perfect Dark.
Ah!
That's
Yeah.
segues me
Perfect Dark.
into my N64 under 25. It's hard to find one. I just wanted to throw that in there. Wow. Rare Replay, perfect timing. Under 25, not the complete in box, not this version, but the cartridge. Under 25 bucks for N64.
It also has Battletoads Arcade for anybody who's still listening.
Battletoads.
And the 2-pack one that I mentioned is Rare Replay and Gears of War. So honestly, that's like a pretty good deal in itself. But if you're looking for just Rare Replay, you can get it for under 25 on Xbox One.
I got that game solely for Perfect Dark. You know what I hated about that? There's one thing I hated. Do you know?
What's that?
About Rare Replay.
What is it?
They didn't include GoldenEye. And that was a rare game.
Silly.
That was a fucking rare game, and I was so pissed because I mean everyone knows me. If you guys are familiar with the channel, you know I love Perfect Dark, and I like it a lot more than GoldenEye. But that doesn't mean I don't like GoldenEye. I still love GoldenEye, great game. It should have been in the Rare Replay. If that was in the that Rare Replay might have been like the best.
Yeah, because they could have.
It's already up there with Perfect Dark and Battletoads and all that in there. But they should have added GoldenEye.
They definitely could have picked off like one of the older Rare games that like Atari level that like probably 5 people would have liked, as opposed to GoldenEye that would have been like 100 people.
Get that shit out of here.
You know?
Yeah. Get one of those little ones out of here. Throw GoldenEye in.
Yeah.
But I think it was a licensing issue. Like, you know when GoldenEye just got remade? So they had the stupidest thing. So on Switch, it was online. It was the original game online. And the Xbox release was dual analog update, not online. Kill them all! That was so dumb. The GoldenEye, I don't know what it is. Maybe that game's cursed. I don't know. Maybe it's Oddjob's bald fucking head. He fucked it.
Something about that just ain't right. Like the system that has a weaker online is gonna have the online. Like what the hell?
Exactly. And we'll just make them both dual analog and both online. Why would you make them? Why would you be like, okay, you know what's a better alternative? We'll give Nintendo the online version. Who the fuck's playing GoldenEye on a Switch? Not us. Not us.
Get out!
I'll pass.
Yeah.
I mean, Perfect Dark's already on PC through the Game Cloud, and then it's on Xbox One, so I guess I don't need GoldenEye, but it was still a letdown. Should have threw it in there.
Yeah, I agree.
So I'll tell you what I was gonna pick. I was gonna pick Wario Land 2 for Game Boy.
That is a good one.
And I saw Game Boy Color copies on eBay, but for some reason they're all the Japanese one. I'm not kidding. I just went through for like, what was it, a couple minutes? I couldn't find Wario Land on just Game Boy. Even for expensive, I couldn't find it. It's not even there on Game Boy. I don't know what the fuck happened. Oh, it's probably the price.
Because I bought them all.
No, it's because the price. That's what it was. Because I had the price of 25. But it's still fucking weird. Anyways, I got one. And it's on multiple consoles. We're going to go with Dead Space 2. The sequel to a game that arguably brought horror back in 2008. Dead Space is basically like a little bit of Resident Evil in space mixed with the movie Alien. And then fused into way more messed up shit. That was Dead Space. And Dead Space 2, it's technically speaking, it's a better game than Dead Space 1.
Yeah.
And I hate saying better because it has the connotation that like one is the other one isn't good, but Dead Space 1, 10 out of 10. Dead Space 2, 10 out of 10. This is just a better 10 out of 10. And yeah, Dead Space 2, this game has a little bit more options, and it's just a little bit more well done. They had a bigger budget. They're hot off the trails of the first one.
Yeah.
So the first one did really good. And I don't know if they expected to do that good, but they did good. And Dead Space 2 absolutely killed it. I don't even need to look this up. I know for a fact you can get Dead Space 2 for 360 PC and PS3 for under $25 for sure.
Nice.
So, what do you guys like? What do you guys like for under 25? Is there any we should have mentioned? Because we thought of a lot of them.
We did. Came up with some juicy ones.
Yeah, we came up with the best we could, and I'll tell you, we didn't know each other's picks before this, and you picked some good ones, too, especially TimeSplitters. I should have, I'm like, damn, you should have probably at least thought Soul Calibur, only because I was like, oh, maybe he'll know because I was, like, leaning on the TV, and then you said TimeSplitters. I was like, oh, shit, TimeSplitters, too, yeah. Such a banger. But, yeah, good choices.
Nice.
You guys can definitely enjoy any of those titles. We made sure they're all under $25 and that they're all universally likable. As long as you've played video games before, there's a very good chance that you'll play these, that you'll pick these up, play these, and just like these games. They're all some of our favorite games ever made. Thanks for watching. Leave it in the comments what your favorite games are of these consoles and let us know. And yeah, Merry Christmas. Get some good gifts for everybody. Be generous. And we'll see you on the next one.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animals.
And a Happy New Year.